¿Me regalan una foto con ellos?
No se puede jugar el boxeo.
No se puede jugar boxeo, claro. Si quieren sentaditos ahí se quedan.
Aquí te la dale.
De sobra, dice. Gracias, señorones.
Voy a preparar los morros. Ahí estamos, gracias.
Muy gentiles, se los aprecio mucho. Gracias. Señor, gracias. Como veo mucho, tengo que hacer una cosa. Te voy a dar un abrazo, por respeto.
Gracias.
Todo va a salir chingón, ¿verdad? Todo va a salir chingón. Todo va a salir muy bien. Muy bien.
Que vaya la gente contenta.
Sí, ahí va a estar en la pelea.
Primero Dios.
Van a grabar.
Cuando nos enfrentamos en la esquina, siempre saludar al ganador del
claro.
Y quiero ese día saludar.
Ahí lo veremos.
Claro, nos vamos a dar un abrazo.
Igualmente, ya sabes.
Y nos conmovió, la verdad que yo se lo digo
para toda la familia.
Yo lo digo.
Esto es un deporte.
Claro.
Y como deporte, pues ya para mí se hizo como negocio.
Sí.
Y no hay nada en contra de ellos. De parte de nosotros, jamás. Porque, te digo, primero yo lo tomé como un deporte.
Sí.
Ahora sí lo tomo como negocio.
Como negocio, claro.
Pero muchas veces las personas lo toman como algo
muy personal, quizá, ¿no? Claro.
Esto no es así.
Esto es
totalmente.
Gane el que gane, y para mí quedó igual.
Los dos son guerreros y los dos van a dar lo mejor de ellos adentro del ring, pero afuera, como les digo, nada que respeto, nada más que respeto, amigos. Y así
siempre
trabajamos juntos.
Qué maravilla, qué maravilla.
Que gane.
Y cierro con esto, siempre trato de conservar las formas, pero ya fuera de aire, mi respeto es por el par de huevos que tiene.
Gracias.
Porque hemos platicado, ¿no? Siempre que nos ha invitado a su casa, lo que sea, y respeto mucho ese par de...
Gracias.
Vamos a salir, y ahí orando siempre. Bendiciones y gracias.
This chain's got nothing on Adrian Broner's, huh?
Los peleadores, gracias.
What happened, Robert?
We're doing like a little face off.
Who you facing up with? Are you facing up with Ruby Estrada? Robert, real quick. His chains ain't got nothing on Adrian Broner's.
What happened?
Adrian Broner's chains ain't got nothing on Jose's chains.
I didn't hear you.
Did you see his chains?
Oh shit! Damn.
Better than Adrian Broner's, huh?
Hey, you know what? I know the man from the beginning, man. I know the struggles.
That was beautiful, man.
I know the struggles that they went through. I was working with Leo Santa Cruz when he turned pro. I know the struggles they went through when Top Rank dropped him. You know, he had a draw, so they dropped him. Then we took him to TKO, still struggling. And now what they've accomplished, man, I have nothing but respect and love for that family. You know, I remember when I was fighting, sparring with Leo's older brothers, and then for me to sign and co-train Leo for the first 12, 15 fights of his career and work in the corner with his dad and knowing the struggles that they've gone through, to see them where they're at now, I admire that and I respect that, and you know, and nothing but love, especially for what the man's going through. You know, he just said it right now. You know, I'm dying little by little, but I'm still here, and I'm still gonna try to make it to the fight. And I told him, look, I always shake my opponent's trainer's hand when they bring us to the middle. The first thing I do is I wish good luck to my opponent's trainer, and I told him I want it to be you. It has to be you in the ring, because you know, I don't want your son. I want you in there, and you're gonna make it, because you know he's a survivor.
Robert, what do you guys tell each other right now? He showed a lot of respect.
You know, it's nothing but love, man. You know, like I'm telling you, we've worked together for many years. We've trained. We co-trained Leo for the first half of Leo's, you know, maybe 2 years of his career. We signed him together with Mikey at Top Rank. You know, so I know their struggles, and I know what the man is going through right now. So you gotta have nothing but love for a person that strong, and like Ernesto Amador said, you know, those balls, esos huevos, you know, you can't be struggling and working like that if you don't have those balls.
Robert, just moving on, man, off topic, big fight coming up, Adrian Broner versus Jesse Vargas. What do you make that fight, man? Is that a catch weight? You know, Floyd Mayweather, he stated it. how he feels about that catchweight. You know, he rarely fought in catchweights. I think he only fought in one catchweight, but he felt that Adrian Broner, if he's gonna fight Jesse Vargas, if you're good, you should just fight him at the full 147. But where do you stand on that matchup stylistically at 144?
I don't even know about the weight. I guess at this time, now in boxing championship fights, there's been a lot of fighters that do catch weights. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think Jesse Vargas has the skills and the dedication, the hunger to beat Adrian Broner. You know, Adrian Broner is the opposite. We don't know what Adrian Broner we're going to see. So it's that's the question. You know, I think Adrian Broner has the skills and the tools to beat Jesse Vargas, but I pick Jesse Vargas just because I know Jesse Vargas is going to be 100% ready for that fight.
It's relative to you, Robert. Gervonta Davis is in camp for Jesus Cuellar. You fought Jesus Cuellar. You have Jesus Cuellar, and it looked like Gervonta was almost going to come train with you. He had a little talk with Mikey Garcia. Just talk to us about that matchup, and Mayweather said he talked to Top Rank about making the fight with Vasily Lomachenko. A lot of people feel that he's kind of rushing Gervonta Davis. Gervonta has stated his opinion about it too, that he felt kind of set up in his first title fight ever.
Gervonta wasn't going to come train with me. I just want to clear that up. I don't know if I think he talked to Mikey about maybe training in Mikey's training camp for a few days, but was never going to train with me.
Okay.
I think Cuellar and Gervonta is going to be an interesting fight. You know, Cuellar hits very hard, and I know he's dedicated. He trains very hard. I had him. I made him a world champion. I know how good he could be when he's in top shape. So he's got the power, the tools to beat Gervonta Davis, especially if Gervonta doesn't take this fight seriously. You know, we've seen his performances. There's times when he shines, but there's been those times where he just doesn't. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of fight we see. For him, I think Gervonta has the skills. If he's 100% ready, I think he could give Lomachenko a hell of a fight. Lomachenko is one of my favorite fighters. I just enjoy watching what he does in the ring. You know, what he does in training, things that nobody else does, and things that I've never seen anybody else do. But Gervonta is, he's strong enough, he's young, he's hungry, so it'd be a good fight.
Is Mayweather pushing him a little bit too fast into the Lomachenko fight? Because he kind of wants that next if given Gervonta wins.
Well, I don't know if it's pushed. Those are big fights, man. When those big fights come, why not take them? A lot of people thought Fernando Vargas was pushed too fast when he was 21 against Trinidad, but they made a lot of money, so there's those fights where it's hard to say no. When if you wait a little longer, maybe you'll never be able to get those fights. So it's a hard decision, but I think at this point, Gervonta Davis could give Lomachenko a hell of a fight. Why not?
Robert, you talked about this earlier. You told me fighters can do whatever they want outside the ring with Canelo eating meat, but a lot of fighters are dragging his name through the mud. They're saying that, oh yeah, he was on PEDs for a long time. Do you feel that's the case, Robert, or do you feel it's really just contamination and he got a
look, like I said, I'm not a specialist. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how much meat a human being has to consume to be able to bring that into your system. I have no idea. What I do know is I have Chino Rodriguez Misael, who has like 30 cows in Mexico. I have Luis Coria. His grandpa has over 100, and I've been to his ranch in Mexico, and those are things that they do to cows. So I know that's a fact, but I don't know how much a person has to consume to be able to test positive for that. That I have no idea. Canelo has all the right to eat tacos at the street corner every day. There's people in Mexico, especially in Mexico, you see taco stands in every fucking corner. So if those tacos are really good, he probably goes there every day. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm sure that when he's in training camp, he has to be eating healthy. He has to be eating nothing but organic food. I can't,
Do you think this is going to follow him throughout his career?
I think it is. I think he already got, it's already on him, just like, other cases where there's a fighter gets caught smoking weed, and everybody, it never ends. But then there's other fighters that are addicted to coke, and poor guy, he needs to go to the doctor, and it just depends on who the person is. It just depends on who the person is, man. And it's reality, and it sucks.
Do you think he should have pulled out of the fight, or should he have waited for the?
I think he should have waited, because you never know what Nevada's gonna say. If Nevada says the fight's off, well, you waited a couple more weeks, so what? But if they say yes, the fight would have happened. I think he should have waited. I don't know what Nevada's gonna do, but there's a possibility that they would have said the fight still goes.
What do you think about Triple G at Stop Up then? It looks like
what it looks like. Triple G has a big following, and Mexicans love Triple G. I think that fight should have still stayed in Vegas, because
there he is.
Triple G has a big following, and that's the Mexican weekend where hundreds of thousands of Mexicans are in Vegas. Either for sports, boxing, or concerts and stuff like that. So Triple G still has a big following. I think the Mexicans would have still been there to see a great boxing fight, and especially if he was to fight a Mexican, I think the fans would have still shown up.
Do you think that speaks to his draw power, because they moved it to here because they thought that not enough people would travel?
Is that a factor already?
Well, that's what they were saying, that they wanted to change it from Vegas to here because they thought people wouldn't want to travel because it wasn't a big enough fight.
See, here in the United States, that's a big, because it's not even a celebration in Mexico. Cinco de Mayo is not even a celebration in Mexico. But here in the United States, we all celebrate it. We all fucking party. We all drink that on Cinco de Mayo. And Vegas is the place to do it. If you're nearby, I think that fight could have still. I think it was still done good there in Vegas.
So do you think Triple G's drawing power is strong enough to do that, or does he need Canelo?
I think so. Well, look. Obviously, to make it a huge pay-per-view fight, he does need Canelo. But I think he would have still done good. With all the Mexicans in Vegas, I think they would still had a really good crowd. So, because Mexicans love Triple G.
Why do you think that is, bro? Is it just a fighting style? What did they gravitate to? Look, a lot of people support him and won't support Canelo. Why is that?
Since the beginning, I think it comes from Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez is a very smart man. He's been around for many years, and bringing that, the Mexican style, makes everybody, makes everybody believe in him, and not that it's not true, because he does, fight coming forward and throwing those hard punches like people love to see, like Mexicans love to see. Not necessarily means that's a Mexican style, because shit, Mike is Mexican and he doesn't fight like that. Marquez never fought like that. You know what I mean? But it's known to be that type of style to fight if you're Mexican. So I think their promoters, Abel Sanchez, did a great job since the beginning, and if he fights at the Stop Up, it's gonna be packed. It's gonna sell out. I think Vegas would have done well too.
So what do you think is it that the Mexican fans don't support Canelo the same way? And I don't know why. I mean,
look, I'm surprised too, because when he fought Chavez, I was there, and Chavez, had already gone through so many problems, and people already know that he hadn't made weight, or he tested positive, or this or that, whatever it is. But on the ring entrance, there was more people cheering for Chavez than for Canelo. It kind of sucks, kind of hurts.
Small benefit from his dad or something, maybe?
Yeah, maybe the dad. The dad. Everybody loves the dad. Everybody loves the dad.
But Julio is a nice dude. He's friendly.
Yeah, Julio's bad. Julio's cool. So it's hard to tell, man. There's those sides that if you just don't have the fans to support you, they're just not going to support you, but they're still going to go watch
you.
Mayweather,
like you.
Look, Mayweather.
Yeah.
A lot of people always wanted to see Mayweather lose, and a lot of people, I think most of the people are not his fans, but they still paid, and they still broke records, and they still, he still made $1 billion fighting. It's just what that's just the way boxing is.
Is he gonna make another $1 billion fighting McGregor in the octagon? He said if he returns, it's only has to be in the octagon. Would you buy it, Robert? And it looks like they're gonna have modified rules. Maybe just stand up, maybe bigger gloves. Who knows? But something to that
That's
extent.
even easier for Mayweather. Even easier if they have rules that, oh, you can't.
No kicking up. That's what they're saying.
Then it's gonna be easy for Mayweather. Then it's gonna be easy. Then Mayweather's gonna
It's just
beat the
boxing
shit
with
out
4
of
ounces.
him. Counter again.
Boxing with
Exactly.
Smaller glove.
Boxing with 4-ounce gloves.
So what?
Easier.
He's not gonna touch him. It's just so the only difference is gonna be the gloves. Boxing
And a
rules.
5-minute round.
In a cage. And no 5-minute rounds.
And no shoes.
No shoes. You know the shoes makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, that's gonna make a big fucking difference.
Because the clinch is legal. What if McGregor could get behind him and punch from behind or something like that? That stuff like
You can't punch him
Take him
back
to
in
the
head,
floor
though.
and punch him.
Look,
What if Conor bites him?
I think.
What if he messes up his
You know,
bust?
if they have rules like that, then it should be an easy fight for Mayweather, man. And even if it was completely a UFC fight, I've told you before, I honestly think Mayweather had this planned out 4 or 5 years ago, and he's probably been training UFC. He's probably been doing some jiu-jitsu, some whatever you want to call, in the past 4 or 5 years maybe. So
even
he's probably
regular MMA
even if it was
rules-
regular MMA, I think he was still competing. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
You know,
got it.
I talked to him this week and I told him exactly what you said, that he's been training for years. And Robert Garcia always says that. He didn't say yes, he didn't say no.
I've always said it, man, and you know, he's a fucking smart businessman, you know. You might not like him, you know, people might not like him. Maybe we had our differences. Maybe he stole 3 of my fighters, which, you know, haven't done too well. You know, he stole my fighters, you know.
Leonard yelling at you.
You know, exactly. But he is a smart guy, man. You gotta respect that.
Speaking of that, he took one of your fighters, Saul Nena Rodriguez. I know, but one of us, Saul Nena Rodriguez, he kind of came back into the spotlight by calling out Ryan Garcia. What would you make of a fight between Ryan Garcia and Nena Rodriguez at 130? What would you think happens?
Neno has tremendous power, and I think Ryan Garcia is doing such a great job, man, with himself on social media, and obviously now Golden Boy is also headlining him on ESPN, so they're doing their job. I think they have to continue doing this for a couple more years. I don't think it's smart to rush Ryan into a dangerous fight. Neno's dangerous. Neno hits very hard, you know. But so does Ryan Garcia. So you know, I don't know if Neno, being that he hasn't fought in a long ass time, if he's ready to be able to compete against a fast, you know, kid with power. I don't know if Neno is ready for that, but I still think it would be a big risk for Ryan. I think with Ryan, you know, what Golden Boy is doing and what Ryan's doing himself, you know, 2-3 years from now, you're gonna see that kid filling up the Staples Center, man. You know, that kid could be the next Oscar De La Hoya. You know, Oscar was a gold medalist, and maybe you guys might be right. Maybe we see a lot of things that Ryan needs to work on. But who cares? Who cares if the people are still following him? If you guys, you know, after his fight, you know, he has fucking hundreds of media around him trying to get an interview. He doesn't care if he keeps his chin up.
And Golden Boy's in a situation now. They're in a situation with Canelo. What if Canelo comes back and he's the same? Can Ryan Garcia be that replacement for Canelo with Golden Boy? With time, he can be a replacement.
He could be, because he's already showing it with, you know, I don't even know how many fights he's got, but he does have 14.
13
you know,
KOs.
and he already has so many followers, and he already himself sold out that casino in Fantasy Springs because there was no local fighters on that card, and he sold it out. And when he came out, fucking people went wild. You know, he's doing his work, man. That kid is doing, you know. I've seen him spar. You know, he's come to my gym to spar. Yeah. I've seen other people tell me what they, you know. I've heard, because I wasn't there. I've heard when he went to spar Lomachenko.
What'd you hear, Robert? What'd you hear?
You know, I don't need to tell you guys. You know, but in the ring, when he fights, he's knocking motherfuckers out. So that's all that matters. He's knocking them out.
We've heard rumors of one of your fighters, Donahada, possibly being a matchup for Ryan Garcia.
Look,
you like that fight?
Look, they both fight for Golden Boy. they're on the same weight division. They're both undefeated with 13 or 14 fights each. I know Golden Boy is also thinking about it. We've already talked about it, but not necessarily right now. Not because we don't think we could beat him, or not because Ryan doesn't think he could beat us. It's because it just it makes no sense to make it right now. But you know, if we build it up, you know, we just need Tanahara to be a little more vocal. He just doesn't say much. I told him.
Performance this week, though.
Yeah, he does good. He fights good. He's got great skills. He got, he's dedicated. But when it comes to talking, he just very quiet. We need that the Fernando Vargas type of fighter, and this Thursday you guys are gonna see. Hopefully we could get back to 130. If Genaro Gomez would come down to 130 again, that's the Vargas versus De La Hoya fight there. If Gomez was to come back down to 130, he's had a few issues, but personal problems. Hopefully he's able to come back down, and that would probably be, because he does like to talk.
Jonathan had a big knockout in that card too. Jonathan Navarro. It looks like Bam might end up on the Golovkin card. Just real quick on them too.
Look, Jonathan fights this Thursday again. He fights this Thursday. He had a quick knockout, so Golden Boy brought him back right away. He's fighting this Thursday, an 8-rounder against actually a tough opponent. Well, he's Japanese, but he lives in Mexico, trained by Nacho Berenstein.
Wow.
So no, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. We're in a tough fight. I really think it's gonna go the distance, and I pick those type of opponents because I want my fighters to know what it's like to go 8 rounds, 10 rounds. I don't want to baby my fighters, because when the time comes, they're not gonna be ready. I want them to be ready at the beginning. Bam. There's possibilities, that he fights on that card, on the Golovkin card, and if that happens, we're already looking at opponents, and believe me, the opponents are not going to be easy.
As for Franco, he had a tough outing. It looked like the stoppage was a stoppage, but it was a good fight.
Look, Franco was dominating the fight, completely winning that fight. He got stunned a little in the 8th, and the ref decided to stop. I went back 2 weeks later. And everybody, the commissioners, everybody told me that was a really bad, bad stoppage. Not one person told me the opposite. The ref, stopped it, at the wrong time. Should have at least warned the guy for hitting Joshua on the back. But it is what it is. It's a learning experience, not only for me, for Josh. Josh now has a loss, but sometimes losing a fight teaches you more than just continuing winning and winning. Now he's gonna train a lot harder, and now that's gonna make him a bigger fighter. We're gonna schedule him pretty soon, and then we're gonna get the rematch. We'll get the rematch against that guy.
You want the rematch?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get the rematch, definitely. And when the rematch happens, everything goes well, we win, then he's back to the same position where he was. He's got great skills. He's I think he's 2-3 fights away from being in the mix with all those super fly fighters. We know Cuadras was in our camp. We know what Josh did to Cuadras in training. We know what he's done, in sparring with Abnormitis. Josh has the skills. He does, and he's got the tools to become a world champion. But I'm not gonna rush him. We're 3-4 fights away from being able to compete against not the guy that knocked out Chocolatito, or maybe not Gallito Estrada, but
maybe a Cuadras. He's in the
maybe
crossroads.
a Cuadras. You know what I mean? He'll be ready. I think so.
How's Puerto Rico this weekend?
It's tiring, bro. I showed up. I landed at 4, went straight to the hotel, showered up, and went straight to the fights. But we had a good win, man.
Licona did it.
Licona became the WBO Latino champion, and check this out. He dominated so good, and a sensational win that Paco Valcárcel right there told me I have big things for him. I promise you, this kid is a great fighter. When I got back Monday, because I got back Monday at 5 in the morning, I get an email. We already got a world title fight for him.
Already?
June 16.
Wow.
He's fighting for
He's
the world
hardest
title.
working guy in your gym, I think.
He's fighting for the world title June 16. You know, we're still. I'm gonna meet with him, his dad. You know, my dad, the team to see the opponent, the champion. Not an easy one either. You know, but he's dedicated and you know he already has the title opportunity. He's only 12-0, and they already. If we take the fight. June 16, he's fighting for the world title against the WBO champion from Puerto Rico.